Paralegal Counseling. My name is Dr. William Sakala. Today we are going to look at the topic entitled Foundations of Zimbabwean Constitutional Law. Let's look at the definition in the first place. But before we go before we dive into cases and clauses, let us ask a basic question. What is a constitution? Don't give me the textbook definition yet. Just think of it like this. If a country were a football club, what would be the constitution? That should be the question you must answer to yourself. Okay, definition. Constitutional law is the body of rules, principles, and practices that regulate the relationship between different organs of the state. That is, executive, legislature, and judiciary. The relationship between the state and the individual citizen. The nature. It is the supreme law. We will get into that just in a minute. It can be written. It can be written like the way it is in Zimbabwe, which was written in 2013 Constitution, or unwritten like some of the rules or constitution found in UK's. Ours is written, rigid, and codified. Key point for your exam. Constitutional law is not ordinary law. Ordinary law, like Criminal Procedure Act, can be changed by a simple majority in Parliament. Constitutional law requires a referendum or a special Parliament majority. Why? Because it's a foundation. You do not change the foundation, of course, of a house every time you are repainting the walls. The foundation remains intact even when you are doing changes. Constitution versus rule of law. This is where you need to listen very carefully and very attentively. These two concepts are cousins, not twins. Many students confuse them in exam. Do not be that student. These are cousin concepts and not twin concepts. Let's start with the rule of law. No one is above the law. The president must obey the traffic rules, just like a bus driver. Principle number two, no punishment without a legal trial. You can't be arrested because the minister feels you are guilty. Principle number three, the ordinary courts are supreme. No special tribunals for political enemies. Simple test for rules and law. Is the government acting according to the pre-existing law? This is bigger. Constitutionalism asks, is the government respecting the limits set by the Constitution, especially on power? It includes the rule of law, but adds separation of powers, protection of human rights, and judicial review. Example for Zimbabwe. The rule of law says Parliament must pass a law to raise taxes. Constitutionalism asks, does Parliament have the constitutional authority to pass that law? Or does the law violate your right to property under Section 71? The bottom line, you cannot have rule of law without constitutionalism. They had no limits, no power. Zimbabwe's 2013 Constitution tries to ensure constitutionalism, limiting power, not just regulating it. Course of Zimbabwe Constitutional Law. We aren't just learning abstract theory. We are learning our story. The constitutional history of Zimbabwe is the history of our politics. Pre-1980s, Lasansta House Constitutional, born from war, it was a compromise. It protected white minority property rights for 10 years, Section 111. Remember this for your easy on land reform. In 2013, from 1980 to 2013, the amendment era, we operated under the Lasansta House version, but it was amended 19 times. Many amendments, especially 17 to 18. This was centralized power in the president. Key lesson: if a constitution is amended too often to serve the government, it ceases to be a limit on power. 2013 Constitution, current. The new dispensation Constitution, passed by a referendum. Key features. Number 1, devolution of power to provinces, Section 264. Number 2, declaration of rights, Section 4. Very detailed, adjustable. Number 3, 2-term limits for the president, Section 991(2). Number 4, mixed gender representation in parliament. Your assignment: read the preamble of the 2013 Constitution. It says, "We, the people of Zimbabwe." Compare that to the 1979 version, which was imposed by Britain. What's the difference? The difference is sovereignty.